In the fall of 2002, a new and highly anticipated sci-fi series called FireFly debuted on the Fox television network. Fans of writer-director Joss Whedon eagerly awaited this new action drama that would explore the frontiers of outer space. But after only 11 episodes, the show was abruptly canceled. FireFly supporters, however, were numerous. Fan sites quickly sprung up all over the internet, protesting the sudden end to a much-loved show. Then, in the fall of 2004, in a very unusual move, another studio decided to resurrect FireFly, but this time as a major motion picture, Serenity, to take back the skies.
Hi, I'm Adam Baldwin. I play a man called Jane in the upcoming sci-fi action film Serenity. My character is the public relations officer of a crew aboard a transport ship hauling some pretty dangerous cargo around the raggedy edges of the verse. That's universe for those of you stuck in the 21st century. Serenity is a thrilling heroics adventure straight from the mind of writer-director Joss Whedon, my personal hero. Sit back and enjoy one hell of a ride. Oh, and if you stick around, there's a shiny new clip from the movie we're just itching to show you.
When you're making a movie, you've got to amp it up. You've got to go to a greater scale. And your hero is going to be heroicaler. Yes, that's a word. Now. A movie should leave people with the feeling that they have been through something with people they care about, but after something more than that, and after something that makes people go, I need to see that again. I need to live with those people. When it comes to bells and whistles, not a problem. Do we have hovercrafts? We do. Do we have spaceships? Yes. Cannibals? Yes. Gunfights, fistfights, sword fights, everything that you could possibly want in a movie.
Those rocks, give them a kick!
I write for that rush. I write for that moment when you just go, oh God, I needed to see that, or I needed to feel that. The story of Serenity is basically about people who are living in space, but not living in grandeur, but who are more the fringe people, the people that the Enterprise would have just blown right past.
Was that the primary buffer panel?
It did seem to resemble...
Did the primary buffer panel just fall off my Gorham ship for no apparent reason?
Here we are 500 years in the future. We've used up the Earth, so we've moved on to a new solar system where once we had new countries to explore, we have new planets. We've terraformed them all to be useful for human life.
The central planets formed the Alliance, and now everyone can enjoy the comfort and enlightenment of true civilization.
The forming of the Alliance causes a power so great that there's no way it can justly rule over the entire universe, and so that's where the utopian vision stops, because whenever you create some kind of utopia, you find something ugly working underneath it.
People don't like to be meddled with. We tell them what to do, what to think. We're in their homes and in their heads, and we haven't the right.
It's about the best of intentions carry with them the worst of consequences occasionally.
We're not telling people what to think. We're just trying to show them how.
The movie revolves around River, who has been manipulated by the Alliance. She's psychic. She's been driven somewhat insane and filled with secrets she'd rather not know.
Make them stop. They're everywhere.
She has escaped. Her brother has taken her out because he wants her to have her life back. The Alliance cannot really tolerate that.
Whatever secrets she might have accidentally gleaned, they're buried beneath layers of psychosis.
Secrets are not my concern. Keeping them is.
Because even the best of societies has ways of keeping itself powerful that are unsavory, and she is one of those ways.
Do you know that girl?
I really don't.
River brings us to Mal and his crew on the ship, Serenity.
This is the captain. We have a little problem with our entry sequence, so we may experience some slight turbulence and then explode.
She comes to them for safety, for safekeeping.
8 months! 8 months you had her on my boat.
I brought her out here so they couldn't get to her.
Mal's taken River in, however mercenary his reasons, and discovers that he basically has, a time bomb on his hands. The central question for the crew is this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or is this alien?
The only people she's a threat to is us on this boat.
And so Mal has put them in the exact kind of danger he's been looking to avoid for the last few years.
Do you understand your part in all this?
Do you?
This is what I do, darling.
He's not an evil man. He hasn't lost his moral compass completely, but he's just given up on the idea of the decency of human nature.
I look out for me and mine. That don't include you unless I conjure it does.
The movie is really about him discovering if there is, in fact, something worth believing in, something worth fighting for again.
Where are you hiding, little girl?
500 years in the future, life isn't all that glamorous. Except for Inara, Zoe, and Kaylee. River, not so much glamorous as, well, crazy. Most times our crew gets along like a big, happy family. We have our squabbles and tussles, but there's more to family than fighting. There's also hitting. But when we all band together, we can face down just about anything. Except Reavers.
Get them inside the vault! You want to run this ship?
Yes.
The movie has 9 characters, and everybody in it is the hero of their own story, and they're all equally important.
Y'all got on this boat for different reasons, but y'all come to the same place.
Every character has their big hero moment, something that's really, really cool that they get to do.
Hands and knees and heads bowed down! Everybody down!
Mal is somebody who takes charge.
If I'm wrong, you best shoot me now. Or we could talk more.
He's very protective of the people around him, but at the same time, he can never admit that he is actually any kind of a hero, which he, of course, actually is.
If I hear a word out of any of you that ain't helping me out or taking your leave, I will shoot you down. Mal is not that nice a guy, but he sees something of himself in River, in that the Alliance has taken something away from him, his freedom. I think he probably has more in common with River than anyone else on that ship.
And the movie revolves around the story of River. What is her secret?
People are going to learn so much more about River. She's not the timid wilting flower in the corner.
There are hidden reservoirs of strength and determination inside of her, perfect for somebody who is a little bit removed from what's going on in their own little world.
They're afraid of me.
Simon probably had the toughest time in the movie because his dedication to his sister puts him in a position of arguing against Mal. And again, our sympathies are often with Mal even when he's wrong.
One simple job, she'll be fine.
She is fine!
I'm constantly trying to figure out what exactly has been done to my sister and what's wrong with her, and dedicate my time and energy to figuring that out.
Zoe, she is such a powerful character.
Do you know what the definition of a hero is? Someone who gets other people killed.
Zoe's passion really is to keep this ship from falling into oblivion. She's that career soldier. She is completely loyal to Mal, but she has an innate understanding of right and wrong. In the time of war, we would have never left a man stranded.
Maybe that's why we lost.
Wash is this extraordinary, almost savant pilot.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
I'm not one of the people who leaves the ship to go get the bad guys. I stay on the ship. I kind of think of myself as a getaway driver.
Wash? Baby, can you hear me?
We're moments from air. You got somebody behind you?
Reavers!
Yeah, Jen.
Stay on the ship and wait for them to call and go, pick us up, things are trouble.
We're coming to you. He's like an idiot savant. Without the savant. No, without the idiot.
I do have a bunch of savants. The best pilot in the world, the best captain, the best mechanic.
Kaylee, what in the sphincter hell are you playing at?
Everything's shiny, Captain. Not to fret.
Kaylee loves machines. She loves being on that ship, keeping it running. She thinks that's a great life.
And don't ride in anything with a Capison 38 engine. They fall right out of the sky. She flirts incessantly with Simon.
Are you okay?
Is he okay?
Kaylee is very much emotionally involved in every situation.
If I truly wanted someone bad enough, wouldn't be a thing in the verse could stop me from going to her.
Tell that to Inara.
Inara is breathtakingly beautiful and very regal of stature, embodies that sort of ambassador sort of quality.
Is this a bad time?
No, it's as good as any.
Mal is, you know, thoughtless and bumbling and annoying and completely different and perfect for each other.
What are you doing?
I'm praying for you, Mel.
She's extremely attractive, but there's so many complications and so many things that keep them apart.
You came to the training house looking for a fight.
I came looking for you.
If you're going to go in the opposite direction from Inara, you are going to land on Jane. He's a working class guy. He's a blue-collar killer.
Well, I'll kill a man in a fair fight. Or if I think he's going to start a fair fight. That's Jane.
Let's be bad guys.
And then we have Book. There's only a brief mention in the movie that he was ever a member of the crew, but he's clearly somebody who's important to Mal, somebody that, you know, Mal looks to and who has actual practical advice about the kind of danger that Mal's in.
They'll come at you sideways, hit you where you're weak.
I loved the character of Shepard Book. He's challenging and he's also inspiring. There are various things about him that you think, oh God, I'd like to be more like that.
They came to me and they said, well, we should have a bigger-than-life villain.
Means an operative. There's trouble you do not know.
A bigger-than-life villain to me is somebody who is so nice and so good and so everything Mal is not, that he hides evil inside a face of genuine caring.
I want to resolve this like civilized men.
There's a little cognitive dissonance with him. He sees what evil is and he hates it. He knows that he does evil. Yet in order to do that, to remove himself like that, he becomes something less than human.
I don't murder children.
I do.
He's somebody whose constant goal is to make everybody feel as good about themselves as possible, even when he's killing them.
We're making a better world.
That is both weird and sick and kind of beautiful.
That girl will rain destruction down on you and your ship.
It isn't safe. They're them.
The days and weeks following the cancellation of FireFly were sad and uncertain times indeed. But because Joss never stopped believing that the future is worth fighting for, and our devoted fans never stopped writing letters and calling and blogging, we were finally launched back into the air. But this time as Serenity, the big damn movie.
I never believed in my life so strongly that something was meant to be, and I just couldn't let go of it.
Joss Whedon said, I'm going to keep pursuing this. It's not done. It's not over.
He promised that it wasn't the end, and he was going to shop around and see if he could get somebody else interested.
He meant it. You could see it in his eyes.
I kept the sets up for months. I offered to store them myself. I was quite frankly desperate.
And then the fans started rallying to our case, and people on the internet went wild trying to have the show resurrected.
Lo and behold, a year later, we got greenlit, and we're going to do a movie, and we're really excited.
Action!
Go, go! I was over the moon. Snoopy happy dance. Happy feet.
I like having all my buttons back and all my switches. It's one of my favorite things.
Action!
I don't think it actually sunk in for me that it was actually happening until our second week of filming. It was about when I thought, oh my God, I think this might actually happen. Nothing like a major motion picture to make you feel a little bit better about having your TV show canceled.
Redemption.
This was the hardest script I've ever written.
The television show had all these people who loved it, and we had the challenge to preserve
what they loved about it.
And at the same time, create a movie that the uninitiated could walk into and not feel like they had to see the television show.
I don't plan on any shooting taking place during this job.
Yeah, well, what you plan and what takes place ain't ever exactly been similar.
The trickiest thing was to make a story that's epic enough that it's not just another episode in these people's lives, that it will change them forever. The surprising thing is how hard it is to make a movie. Because, you know, for a while there, I was running 3 television shows at the same time and writing and directing a lot of it myself. And I thought filmmaking would be a gentleman's game. The fact is, it requires every ounce of you. You don't get to go home and rest. You go home and you wake up in the middle of the night and go, I need to do something with that light in that scene or that costume. Oh my God, that collar.
We need a new Jaws. Felt pretty good. Big budget and a big team of big guys and what they're doing.
We're just bigger, better, badder.
It's just like the TV show, except cooler.
These people were meant to play these characters. Not just that they were good at it, but that they were meant to.
All these actors got to work on the show for a year, and that prepared them to go to the next level in this.
Joss cast us because he wanted this kind of ensemble dynamic.
We come in on our days off all the time. It's kind of creepy, I guess.
Nathan, he was so warm and made us feel like a family from the beginning. Made it really easy for us to follow suit.
Nathan makes the day go by so fast.
I think we dropped our fuzzy dice back here.
That doesn't always make the director particularly happy.
Everybody clear on the pickup?
So we're taking that then?
Yes.
Are you clear on the pickup?
No, I was joking around.
Okay, well, what have we learned today?
Joss is boss. We had something that we really invested in, that we really enjoyed. And it was nice to have it back.
To keep the fans excited and to thank them for all the support they've given this project, Joss and the studio arranged a wave of special preview screenings. Before we get to our exclusive clip, take a look at how all that went down. By the way, I'm the shy one.
From the bottom of our heart, thank you for getting us back in the air.
Welcome to Serenity.
It's nice to let them know that we really appreciate their attention.
It's a different view of science fiction that you don't normally see.
When you come across good sci-fi, you share that.
That's why I do this. It's not to make things that people like. It's only to make things that they love.
I love this job.